Okay.
Welcome, everybody, to this 30-minute meeting we have every Wednesday night here with Dr. Joel Wallach and friends and family. And legally, we must say that this meeting is for educational and entertainment purposes only. What you hear tonight is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure. That being said, it takes great discipline and changes in our mindset and habits to have the protocols work. So, and we know that pigs are cured and dogs heal. So we're here to seek true science-based clinical advice on the use of nutrition to feel better. If you have a desire to make a 90-day change in your lifestyle, you've come to the right place. And Dr. Joel Wallach's research and the development team has created an army while raising his children from a boathouse, a zoo, and on the road. To be respectful, we ask everybody to write down your questions, please, and be ready for 15 minutes or so here with Dr. Wallach giving an update, and then we'll open up the lines for questions. So now, without further ado, we bring you Dr. Joel Wallach.
Okay, thank you so much, Pam, and thank you, Dave. And, we got exciting news. We finally, Rebecca has finished the flip chart. Okay, 72 pages. The initial flip chart is going to be online and it'll be available early this coming week. Okay. And it has the latest story on the Parkinson's disease, how we've have a case report showing we were able to reverse Parkinson's disease in a 70-year-old woman. Okay. And so we're very excited about that. But this covers a lot of diseases and a lot of famous people. We're talking about athletes and we're talking about people who are in the government in various levels. We're talking about people who are billionaires. We're talking about entertainers. We're talking about every kind of church people, every kind of person you can think of. And these various diseases are said to be genetic and autoimmune and everything. They're not. And they're telling their stories in here. Okay. They're telling their stories how just taking the vitamins and minerals and staying away from the bad foods eliminated their diseases they'd had for years and years and years and drastic treatments by the medical system. And suddenly now they don't have the problems anymore. They don't have to have the drastic treatments anymore. And then within 2 to 4 weeks, we will have a printed version. So we'll have it online, but also we'll have a printed version for those who want to have them and take them with them and, sell them at events and things like that. And it's very, very exciting. It's in color, of course. And get to some of these places. Okay. At any rate, it has all these famous people that we've done work with and all their diseases and so forth. And this is going to be a wonderful thing because we're going to have an army putting on these meetings. Now, this particular presentation is one of my most successful presentations. We picked it, we chose it out of all my presentations. It has the best record of sponsoring people and moving product. And so this particular tool is going to be available to everybody online, okay, early this week, Monday, okay. And then within a couple of weeks, it's going to be printed hard and it's going to have one of those spiral things at the top. And so it'll be, that's what they call it, a flip chart, okay. And you don't have that spiral thing when it's online. You just touch the button and it goes to the next page. And we're very, very excited about this because it's going to allow everybody, even if you only have a 4th grade education, you've dropped out of school and you're in 4th grade, you're going to be able to give a presentation that will educate medical doctors, PhDs, pharmacists, nurses, every kind of health professional you can think of, veterinarians, naturopathic doctors, MDs, PhDs, and because of this presentation. And so we have to thank Rebecca and her team for getting this thing really put together. We have to thank Dr. Milan and her team for helping put this thing together. It's one of those deals where this has been long overdue. And of course, now we have the talent and the people that know what's going on. And that's why we said, okay, it's time. And of course, the COVID causing us to not be able to go on the road like we had been for 50 years. Okay, suddenly now we're doing everything by Zooms. And that's fine. there's a lot of people don't have the technology to get on a Zoom or put on a Zoom or this and the other. So he said, well, where else, what other vein, whatever river can we get them on? And somebody said, well, what about a flip chart? Everybody can use a flip chart. Okay. You can show 3, 5, 8, 10, 12, 15 people at a table. Okay. In your house or library, something like that, library meeting room, or you can use the either the flip chart or the hard bound one in a stadium and show it to 20,000 people. And, you don't have to have a PhD degree. You don't have to have a nursing degree, a medical degree, pharmacy degree. You don't have to have any of that stuff because it's all in the presentation. We're so excited about this. And of course, the fact that it has our newest victory, which is over Parkinson's disease. And again, the story of Madeline, who went to Rush University Medical Center every year for 11 years and had her physical. And they just kept talking. All they talked about was Parkinson's disease, Parkinson's disease, Parkinson's disease. The 12th year, which is this year, we actually gave her a program with a diet, getting rid of the bad foods and getting her all the nutrients necessary to rebuild the brain. And she was, what should I say, when she went for her 12th annual physical, the doctor said, oh, we have a problem here. Let's have you come back tomorrow. She came back tomorrow and they couldn't find the Parkinson's disease anymore 2 days in a row. So they said, okay, don't take any more of your products. Don't take any more of the prescription drugs. Go ahead and check out and we'll get an appointment. We'll see you next year. They didn't want to know what she'd been doing. They didn't even ask her. Okay. And we did ask, and she supposedly got approval to get her records, but she never received them. She got approval in writing, that she was approved to get her medical records, but they never arrived. So we'll keep working on that. But this is very exciting. And that's the newest report in this chart. Okay, this flip chart. And there's probably about a dozen major diseases, a lot of famous people, again, entertainers. We're talking about singers, instrumentalists. We're talking about athletes. We're talking about politicians. We're talking about singers. We're talking about medical personnel. All these people that had these diseases, we gave them our nutrients and put them on a diet and got rid of their problems. Their stories, they're telling they're so excited about it. These are people you wouldn't think would tell their testimonies to everybody else, okay? And so we're very excited about this. And Pat Boone did the foreword, and Danny Glover did the last chapter because they both had health issues that were very spectacular health issues, and they were not happy with what the medical profession was developing for them and doing for them, and not getting the results they were hoping for, and the follow-up was not satisfactory for them. So they tried us, and guess what? We solved the problems. And so they asked us, can we put something in your newest publication? Yeah, well, we got this book coming out. Okay. Pat Boone said, I'll do the introduction for you. And Danny Glover said, well, I'll tell my whole story for you in the last chapter. So we're very, very excited about this. And so this is being presented to the people who are in the health coaches, okay, the certified health coaches. Their annual meeting is this weekend, and so this project, okay, with the Parkinson's disease is being released. Then it's being printed in their journal. It's a health/medical journal, okay. So we're very, very proud of that. It was accepted for that. And it's being printed so quickly. I mean, they accepted it about a month ago, and it's in print and being released this weekend. We're so excited. And with that said, I'm going to say, look, this is just the beginning. We have so many things happening in Youngevity, and so many good new things, and so many good people, in the office and so forth. It's going to make things easier for everybody, and new equipment and so forth, new products. It's going to be a good starting point this weekend. And then it's going to go only perpendicular, vertical after that. So with all that said, I'm going to turn it back over to Pam and to Dave.
Wow, Dr. Wallach, thank you again. We so appreciate it. And, you know, I just was speaking with someone last week, and she said, I so miss when Dr. Wallach had his presentations with the flip chart. It was so personable and so, you know, authentic, and just, it really meant a lot. And the people were involved in it more. And so this is going to be fantastic for her. I know she's excited. So, and I want to just share one thing. I don't see any hands up right now, but if anybody has any questions, please raise your hand and get ready to ask a question. So, Dr. Wallach, we have a friend that's been here in town, lived here for a long, long time. And he said that he wasn't able to get on the call tonight, but he did say that I could share part of this testimony for him in regards to taking care of his wife. And she was on a G-tube, trach, and other things. And he'd been taking care of her for 3 months. They're not married. They've been together for over 20 some years, I think. And
Yeah, well, that would be considered marriage.
yes, here in Michigan, I don't know, but we're so grateful to hear his testimony. And you know, he just was praying on it and praying on it, and you know, he was putting the minerals on her head, on her body, and Z radical, and he's been using Z radical for a long, long time. And then we added a protein shake and the minerals, and so she's doing a lot better. And they transported her to another state. And it never would have happened if it hadn't been for him and putting the silver and the minerals on her bed sores when she came back from the hospital, and putting those minerals on her head like a bonnet.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just so grateful.
Well,
So that's what he wanted to.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Laura, do you have any questions or anything?
Thanks, Pam. No, I don't actually. Thank you.
Pam, I've got a comment I want to ask Doc. Doc, have you talked to Tom Chenault since LeBron James's son had the heart attack?
Yeah, we actually made a little video for him to get to LeBron James.
Perfect.
Okay. And there was another young athlete this morning had another heart attack. It was on Fox News.
Right. Could you share that, or would you like me to, about what Tom said? Because he's got connections to.
Okay, why don't you tell us? Why don't you tell the story?
Okay, so Tom mentioned on the Hair on Fire call the other day that, you know, about LeBron James's son. I think he said he was 17 when he had a heart attack. He had just signed with a college to play for a year, and then he was going to go be a free agent after that year of playing college and go into the draft for the NBA. And he ended up having a heart attack I think it was on the court playing.
Yeah, during practice. In practice.
Right. And so Tom knows this woman actress. He mentioned her name, and I'd never heard of her, but she's engaged, I think, to this other actor who's very close friends with the owner of the Lakers. And Tom got in touch with somebody, and he mentioned that Joe Rogan loves, Dr. Wallach, and Dr. Wallach can probably help, LeBron's son. And the woman said, oh, you mean Joe Rogan knows of this doctor? And I guess he's got a bunch of clips of talking about you on his podcast. And Joe Rogan is quite famous. He gets, millions of people listening to his podcast. So he said a lot of positive things about you, Dr. Wallach. And
thank you.
So that was a key in that Tom figured that if he mentioned Joe Rogan, and you in the same breath, that the woman, and she bit it like a hook on a worm, and said, yeah, I'd be, I'll get that information to, to whoever we need to get it to. So then he contacted you, and you guys made a video about cardiomyopathy, right?
Yeah, and of course, the general idea of why you have to supplement, because when you exercise, okay, when you're playing basketball, you sweat, okay, and when you sweat, people after they exercise, they drink a lot of water to rehydrate, but they don't replace all the minerals they sweat out, because sweat is not water, sweat is a mineral soup, and that's why so many athletes have a big trouble with their joints and their muscles, and they die and all this kind of stuff. Well, they exercise, they should have been healthy. Why did they die? Well, that's because they were sweating, and not replacing the minerals they were sweating out. They're replacing the water, but not the minerals. And the mineral deficiency is what causes the heart attacks. And so we put this in a Zoom. Rebecca and I did a Zoom, okay, for Tom Chenault. It's about, I don't know, 5 or 8 minutes long. And so Rebecca sent that to Tom. So we're assuming it all's, finding its way up the paths where it's supposed to be viewed and listened to.
Yeah, that's very exciting. And I'll, if you can update us, or if I hear anything, I'm sure Tom will keep us posted on the progress of all that on this Hair on Fire call every day. So we'll keep everybody here posted as soon as we hear anything. So thank you for that, Doc. Anyway, that's about all I got for right now. Thank you.
You bet.
Pam, back over to you.
Yeah, it's imperative that when people exercise or they're working in a factory and sweating, they need to be taking minerals. They need to be taking the 90 essential nutrients. Just drinking water or juices or colas to rehydrate is not enough. Okay. And that's why the life expectancy of professional athletes in America is 57.8. 57.8. You think professional athletes, they should be living to be 120. No, they're 57.8 because they're sweating and not supplementing. They might be taking vitamin C or something like that, but they're not taking the 90 essential nutrients, not putting any special emphasis on the minerals. That's why we came up with the Rebound. Okay, a Rebound has 75 minerals in it and 25 vitamins, amino acids. Red Bull has 1 mineral, magnesium, and the B vitamins they have in there are not B vitamins that are made and put in there. They're actually from a brewery. Okay, when they have all the stuff left over for making whiskey and beer, they take that stuff that's left over and it's got some B vitamins in there, and that's what they're putting in Red Bull.
Is that brewer's yeast?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Thank you. Now, can you tell us a little bit about you've got a CD called Dead Athletes Don't Lie, is that right?
Yeah, and it goes into the story why people need to supplement, and exercise by itself is very dangerous because you're sweating out the nutrients. I just gave you the short version of it, but that, I played sports when I was in junior high and high school and university. I wrestled, I played football, I did soccer, I did wrestling, track and field, weightlifting, all this kind of stuff. And, I'm 84 years old now. And most people think I'm in my 50s and 60s when they look at me. They can't believe I'm 84. But I've never been on a prescription drug except for 3 days when I had a wound that was punctured by rebar, got an infection. So I was on a prescription antibiotics for 3 days, but that's it. Other than that, I've never been on a prescription drug because since I was 9, I've been taking all these 90 essential nutrients. Since I figured it out when I was 9. Okay, they were going to hospitalize me because I was very, very violent and had all kinds of emotional problems. They were going to hospitalize me. And I figured, okay, why are the animals on our farm not having a problem? So I started eating their food. And in 2.5 days, I cured myself because of all the vitamins and minerals in their foods, alfalfa pellets. Thank God it wasn't wheat. It had just by dumb luck having to be alfalfa pellets with vitamins and minerals in it.
I don't think it was dumb luck, Doc. I'm pretty sure it was divine.
I agree. It had to be a divine thing.
Yes.
Because I'm just a dumb farm boy from Missouri, 9 years old. How could I outperform all these doctors and coaches and so forth? There had to be something going on bad there, and I figured it out.
You were a very rich young boy. You had a lot of common sense. Oh, I love it. So yeah, we love those alfalfa pellets. After hearing your story, when we moved out here to the little ranch we got. We got chickens, and we got, I earned a car bonus and a chicken coupe de ville. We had the Amish make us this really nice chicken coop, and we called it the coupe de ville because I used to have a Cadillac, and I'm blind, I can't drive anymore, so I wanted another coupe de ville, and well, I got one for our chickens. And I used to buy alfalfa pellets at the Tractor Supply, and I would just have big bags of pellets, and then I'd have the Bloomin' Minerals, and I would get some black beans, organic black beans from a farmer down the road for protein, and I would grind up those pellets and the beans, and I would add the Bloomin' Minerals, and I made my own chicken feed, and we did that for about 6 years, and we really had some great eggs and some pretty healthy chickens, and I owe it all to you. I'm just
Oh, that's
so
a great
thankful
story.
that
Yes. Thanks for sharing your story.
you're welcome. Okay, Pam, back over to you.
I can't beat that. There's no way. Well, I can tell you that I worked in a factory and I sweat a lot. And and I grew up as a farmer. I can tell you that part too. And if it hadn't been for David introducing me to you and Laura, Scrooby, and Christopher, and just everybody, and the health coach system now that we have, and the flip chart is fantastic. And so, we're all rebounding. After what we've all been through, everybody is on the rebound, and we're just very, very grateful. I'd like everybody to open up the call here and just, say thank you to Dr. Wallach, because if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't be here today. You wouldn't be on this call, and we want to hear you. We really do want you to open up the phones and say thank you.
Thank you, Pam.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you,
Thanks,
Doc.
Doc.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
We are
Thank you.
family. We are family.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you,
You
Doc.
got time for a question?
Yeah, I think so.
Looks like
Right,
we have Melissa here has a question.
Okay, what's the question?
Okay, I'm just going to read it out from the chat. Where Melissa is saying she can't talk out loud, but she has a question about perimenopause. What nutrients should she be taking to boost progesterone?
Okay, I didn't hear what you said. She had what?
Perimenopause.
Oh, okay.
It's a question about
Okay.
perimenopause. What nutrients should she be taking to boost progesterone?
Okay, did we know how much she weighs?
I don't know.
Okay,
She's
let's go by-
on the call, but she can't talk.
Let's go by 100 pounds, okay?
125.
I'm going to get rid of all the bad foods. No bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no bar, oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet drinks got to go, and carbonated water for the neutralized stomach acid, so you cannot absorb minerals or digest food. And then at 100, 120 pounds, whatever it is, we want her to have one healthy brain and heart pack a month, a half a dose of everything twice a day. We want her to have the MSM, 1 bottle a month, so you can take 3 twice a day. This can support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, all that kind of stuff. Okay. And then let's see here. We want her also to take our, let's see here, Xerafem, XERA-FEM, FEM. And I want her to have 2 or 3 of those twice a day. That'll be 2 bottles a month of our Xerafem. That's going to give her the raw materials for her ovaries to make estrogen, progesterone, and all her hormones and all that kind of stuff. We have a Xera test for men and Xerafem for ladies, okay? And so she's not the only one. This is very common stuff. We also want her to have the I-26. I want her to have 3 servings a day of her I-26 because hormones, whether they're female hormones or male hormones, a big percentage of them, almost 95%, is cholesterol. So you need the I-26 to provide all that stuff that's necessary to be the raw materials for the ovaries to make progesterone and estrogen and all that kind of stuff, okay? So don't forget the I-26, don't forget the Xerafem, and don't forget the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, and don't forget the MSM. And, if she doesn't have any blood sugar problems, no problems with high blood pressure, then we're good. If she has sugar problems, she needs the sweeties. If she has high blood pressure problems, she needs the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. And she also wouldn't hurt for her to have for energy. Don't forget her Rebound with 100 nutrients in it, 75 minerals and 25 vitamins, amino acids. So there you go.
All right, thank you. That was for you, Melissa.
Okay, Shorty, did you have a question for Doc?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Doc, I'm 6'7". I weigh 175 pounds now, and I've been dropping weight. What can I do to go back the other way? I'd like to regain some weight. I went from 2011. I had hip surgery. I was at 225.
Okay.
And today I'm at 175.
If you're 6'7", you need to be, over 225 pounds. Okay. And so we want you to make sure you're getting all the stuff you need. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no.
I got all that down.
Yeah, but we have listeners that need to hear this. Okay. And so you also need, at 175 pounds, and you want to be over 200 pounds, I want you to have 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. Full dose thing twice a day. I want you to have 2 bottles a month of the MSM. So you take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time, and they're going to help you support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between vertebrae, bone, race, bone itself. I also want you to have our collagen peptides. Okay, take a scoop of that with your morning drink, scoop of the evening drink. That covers cartilage, ligaments, tendons, skin, that kind of stuff. We also want you to have our I-26. Okay, so you'll have your nerves will be covered by good insulation. We also want you to have your brain and your spinal cord working properly. Okay. And I do want you to make sure that you're, eating animal protein. It could be chicken, it could be fish, it could be beef, it could be lamb, kind of thing. You also need to be eating rice, corn, beans, no wheat, bran, or oats, no buckwheat. Okay, so you need to be taking in some carbohydrates. Again, corn and rice are very good. And so, give us a call every couple of weeks and we'll walk you through this. There's no reason why we can't help you gain some weight.
Hey, Doc, can I throw something in there
Yeah.
that I've heard you say many times when you had your radio show? You used to tell folks that needed to gain weight, any one of our protein shakes, Shorty, you pick your favorite flavor, and you instead of mixing it with water, you mix it with heavy whipping cream and a couple of eggs, and you beat that up and you drink it with a meal instead of having it as a meal replacement. You take it with a meal and it will help you gain a healthy weight.
Well, there you go. Thank you for remembering that.
All right, thank you.
Super duper. Okay.
You're welcome. We got a lot of really great shakes, Shorty.
Okay, well, God bless. Thank you so much, Dave, and thank you, Pam. Thank you, team. Thank you, everybody. We just appreciate the family, and we're going to go ballistic here with this with this flip chart. We are going to go ballistic because everybody, even if you only have a 3rd grade education, you can give a PhD lecture with this flip chart. So we're excited that everybody's going to have access to this, both online as well as hard copies. And so let's get out there and save as many as we can. And thank you again, Dave. Thank you, Pam. God bless.
Thanks,
Thank
Doc.
you, Doc. Love you. Thanks,
Love you.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
You gonna be gone next week, Laura?
Yeah,
God bless
this is my
everybody.
last one. This is my last Zoom for 3 weeks. And
Okay, well, we wish you well and give your mom our best and bon voyage.
thank you very much. I'll see you guys in less than a month. Bye-bye.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
wonderful. Bye.
Night.
Thanks,
Have a great
everybody.
night. Better tomorrow.